Yes, everyone, welcome back to the channel. Good morning. What's going on? How is everyone? Are you all having a good day? Having a good Friday? Is it all happy days for everybody? Get your questions and comments and stuff like that in. Stick it in the chat, and I'll come to that once we go through everything that we're about to go through. So, Frenkie de Jong, out of nowhere, proper out of nowhere, Wednesday night, just after United become FA Youth Cup champions of the world, Gerard Romero drops a bomb and says United are 95% likely to be getting Frenkie de Jong because of the financial trouble that Barcelona are getting. And you're like, right, this guy's God tier pretty much when it comes to Barcelona stuff. So you go, all right, I'm listening. I am listening. The United link's interesting. The Ten Hag link is interesting. This makes a lot of sense. So that was dismissed almost immediately by Jonathan Schrager, who I think has got some pretty decent connections when it comes to Spanish football. He said a deal is not close and serious discussions have not taken place about Frenkie joining United. If at some point in the summer Barcelona they believe they need finances, they could consider selling. And you think that would be that, and that would be like, right, okay. I mean, we did a video yesterday looking at Ruiz as an alternative, thinking, okay, probably put the lid on that one and call it what it is, which is all but done as far as we can see for now. But it ain't going away. And the fact it ain't going away makes me think there's more to this. There's a lot more to this. So, obviously the reports have come out saying Xavi wasn't willing to let him go. Reports in the last 24 hours have come out saying, actually, Xavi is willing to let him go. He's given the green light for him to join United. Another source has also said that the transfer needs to be completed before the 1st of June. That's interesting. I don't think, and this could be someone just having a guess, but I think that there's something in when people come out with specifics. I always say when you start hearing about how long the contract is and what sort of wages they're looking for and real fine details like that, that generally tends to mean that there's actually some truth and some substance to what's being said. Not always the case, and it's not a 100% method, but I would say on the balance of probabilities, when the fine details start being released, that's when there's some truth and something in any sort of rumour. The fact that they're coming out and saying, actually, for United to make this happen, June the 1st needs to happen because of the financial sort of situation that Barcelona are in. And then the fee started to come out. The fee's going to be £68 million, whatever that is in euros, probably about 80 from my guesstimations of where we are with euros. This is starting to stack up like this is going to happen, or at least there's truth to the interest. Truth to the interest to the guy standing in the middle of Old Trafford with holding a shirt with his name and number on the back is not a perfect sort of correlation. There tends to be things dropping down. There might be the fact that we're negotiating with 4 or 5 midfielders and we'll take the one that we want towards the end. I would assume the prior relationship of Ten Hag and Frenkie de Jong plays a huge part in anyone's consideration and decision-making of what's going on. And I think it'd be really, really interesting if anything does kick off or happen in that sort of sense. This really starts to add up to me. There's a million wishy-washy rumours kicking around at the moment, right? And the interest is, you've seen it out there. It's United are thinking about this guy. United are interested in this guy, but he's one of 4,000 targets we're looking at. United are thinking about making a transfer, thinking about FC. That's what we did all last summer, wasn't it? It was just, it was everywhere. United are thinking about this guy. United, he's one of our targets. It's not being said there about Frenkie de Jong. They're coming out with dates, deadlines, transfer fees, managers supposedly giving blessings. Some of the bullshit rumours, you don't hear that the opposition manager, the player's current manager, is green-lighting the deal or stalling the deal. You don't hear anything about that. You just hear United are interested in a player. So I think when details start to come out like this, that makes me think something in this one. Whether or not there's anything concrete about to develop and unfold out of this one, I think is anybody's guess. But I'm inclined to think that there's something going on here with this, with the amount of detail that's coming out. I mean, you guys let me know in the comments. Are you getting that kind of vibe as well? Question there off Jenny Starr says, what about this supposed secret meeting that everyone apparently knows about? Clearly wasn't a secret meeting if that was the case, is it? Adam Fitzpatrick's dropped in a super chat there. He says, Steve, what do I make of the Alfredo Morelos striker and James Tavernite right back from Rangers, who are leading scorers and would cost 20 million each? I don't know the level of Scottish football to be able to say that. I think you could get someone from Scottish football that would just instantly take United up to a better level. Lee Townsend says, my only worry is City. United don't pay fees up front and Barcelona need the money now. United have paid fees up front. And I agree Barcelona need the money now, but you got to think that they're relieving themselves of a wage bill. They'll get some money up front. There's obviously interest in this. And that was another thing actually as well. City and it might have been Bayern Munich that I've seen also linked with him as well. Is that bollocks? Three of the biggest clubs in Europe at the moment are interested. A little bit of a coincidence, if you ask me. This is what's making me think it's a little bit convenient. But again, the details make this very, 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 very interesting. I really think this is interesting in terms of the details that we see. Next up then is going to be Garnacho. Obviously, kid's having a hell of a month. Jimmy Murphy, Player of the Year. Leading scorer in the FA Youth Cup competition, scores a brace in the final. Recently, given a match ball off Cristiano Ronaldo, gone to Argentina training. That fucker must be waking up, pinching himself at the moment and going, what is going on? How's this happening? But anyway, there is talk that he's in line for a new contract as a reward for his breakthrough season that he's had this year. Makes all the sense in the world to me. And I would also say give him some minutes, probably even start him against Crystal Palace next weekend, because why not? That's literally all I'm going to say on Garnacho. Yes, love it, do it, sin a bit. Next one that we're going to talk about then, and then I'll get into some questions from you guys. Declan Rice. Apparently, Sky reported that United will not, or West Ham won't be selling Rice this summer. You better believe they won't be selling Rice this summer because they banged on a valuation of £100 million on him. Call me old-fashioned, but £100 million should mean someone's an absolutely blockbuster signing. Does he improve United? Yes, he does, right? But it's not hard. The bar's on the floor. So, of course, Declan Rice improves Manchester United, but £100 million, man, what are we doing? What are we doing? Seriously. So I'm not buying the talk at all of Declan Rice. I just don't think it's feasible. Just don't think it's going to happen. Right, let me know your questions. Get into the questions. Let's see what you guys are saying. Horizon says, would this leave us with enough budget for more? Well, 68 million, there's obviously, you would hope, more for us to spend. I think they'll probably be able to prop that up with a little bit of outgoings. But I don't think you're doing... You might get away with two of those, maybe. There won't be three signings of that sort of nature. Some of them, I think you're going to have to see a free transfer at least. One would be nice, and some cheaper, maybe 20 million kind of buys as well, potentially from other leagues. Lloyd James says, my main frustration with these signings is that these things continue to be leaked. When are we going to sign a player out of the blue? Lessons haven't been learned. Lloyd, I totally empathise with your frustration, share the frustration. These leaks haven't come from United's side. They've come from the Spanish side. There's takes two to tango, and arguably about 15 once players and agents and family members and stuff get involved. I actually think this has come from the Spanish side rather than United this time. Chris says McTominay is not the level we need. Championship level centre mid. I think he's a good backup for us, and that would do me nicely. Quasi says, no offense to the English fans here, but Rice for 100 million is outrageous. I'm English, and I totally think it's outrageous. So there's no offence there at all. Ollie Buxton says, glad we look as if we might be acting early for a change. I mean, we're acting a month before our manager's even here. That's impressive. Ranabir says, morning, Steve. Good morning. Just wanted to clarify that June 30th is the half-yearly term date for financial reporting for Barcelona, not June 1st. Okay, I'm only reporting what was mentioned. Let me just get who it was that said it. It was Blazquez Font. Don't know who they are. And they said that it needed to be completed by June 1st. So that's who was saying it. Bilal says, it's also way more difficult to keep something secret nowadays compared to 12 years ago, 10, 12 years ago, especially for a major club like United. Chris says, De Jong, Kamara and Bruno is very competitive. I totally agree and would be extremely excited with that as well. Ronan says if he was Irish still, it'd be 50 million. 50 million would be a good price for Declan Rice, genuinely. But 100 million, like when we need so many players, like if he was literally the one piece of the jigsaw, you're like, do you know what? We've got a great forward line, we've got excellent depth, our defence is mega, the goalkeeper's perfect, got some really good midfielders, just one number 6, justified 100 million on that. But we need probably 10 players. Can't justify £100 million when you need 10 players. Niall says, Stephen, who do I think will be the first to be sold? Probably someone like Bay or someone that's got a little bit. I think he's got a little bit on his contract, but I'm not sure. Any news about Sir Radcliffe Man United takeover? Make sure to subscribe if you're not already. One, because I'm going for 200k and I've set a little bet with some of the people in the office that we do it by next weekend. So do me a favour, if you've not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. But also on the Jim Radcliffe front, I'll be recording a video today, which I think is going out today. If not, it's going out first thing in the morning, but I think it's going out at 5 o'clock today. So if you want to see my thoughts and what we've managed to dig out on Jim Radcliffe, 5 o'clock today, make sure to subscribe for both of those. Sam says, what do I think of the Delit rumours? At the moment, purely rumours, don't think there's anything in it. Sim says, let's see if there's a real change. Fast transfers in and a lot of deadwood out. That's what I said. You know, Richard Arnold gets a clean slate from me. Until he proves otherwise, why would I prejudge him based on the absolute shambles that Ed Woodward's era was? He gets a pass until he proves otherwise. So totally sitting back and just waiting to see what happens. But anyway, that's a short, sharp update from me this morning. Like I said, subscribe. We will be doing something on Jim Ratcliffe. Tomorrow on the XG Files, we're going to be talking about Steve McLaren and what his role could be within the club. There's another video coming out Sunday morning, and I'll be live for a late night absolute wibble if you're interested in that sort of stuff. 9 o'clock on Sunday night. There's no game this weekend for us to cover, so if you're interested in all of those, then come tune in, and I'll see you in the next one. Laters.